freedom. We must remind ourselves that children, documented or otherwise, are still children. In their eyes, I see my grandchildren, and they are my inspiration to keep fighting. Thank you for these last 4 years. They've been very inspiring, and let's continue to open our hearts and minds by speaking for what we know is right. Thank you.
President Moran. At this time, I would like to recognize tonight's sponsors, beginning with one of our convention presenting sponsors, PepsiCo. Before we meet our representative, let's hear a message from PepsiCo. Let me find out that PepsiCo has naked juices. Avid consumer right here. Okay, please welcome the Senior Vice President and Chief Information Officer for PepsiCo Americas Foods, Jaime Montemayor.
Ladies and gentlemen, buenas noches. It is my privilege to welcome you on behalf of PepsiCo to LULAC's Presidential Awards Banquet. I know I speak for all of us at PepsiCo in saying we're truly proud to be part of this terrific organization and the progress that LULAC has achieved so consistently year after year. And make no mistake, this work has been under the radar for a long time, 85 years in fact, and we should all applaud LULAC for its leadership and commitment to transforming lives through employment, education, and empowerment. And today, leadership and commitment are more important than ever. At PepsiCo, we believe that companies must be guided by the fact that we owe an obligation back to society. That's why at PepsiCo, we have a corporate directive called Performance with Purpose, which is our way of doing the right things for consumers and the communities in which we operate. Our partnership with LULAC has helped us live up to our responsibility. That responsibility includes driving diversity and inclusion, innovation and growth, and providing service to our communities and multicultural markets. As a Hispanic executive at PepsiCo, I am proud of our long-standing relationship with LULAC and honored to represent PepsiCo today. It is a privilege to be one of the presenting sponsors for this prestigious gathering in the Hispanic community. We extend our congratulations to LULAC for 85 years of accomplishments and for offering a path for Hispanics to succeed. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Montemayor. Tonight's sponsor, Walmart, is also a longtime supporter of LULAC, including its Latinos Living Healthy initiative. And seriously, you can find anything at Walmart, so thanks for that big W. With us tonight is the Senior Director of Corporate Affairs, Relations for Walmart, Tony Waller.
Thank you very much. Buenas noches, damas y caballeros. ¿Cómo están esta noche? Qué bien, qué bien. Thank you very, very much for that kind introduction, and good evening once again to everybody. You know, when I look at a gathering of this size, and I see so many friendly, familiar faces, it reminds me of how long Walmart has been partnering with LULAC and how fruitful this partnership has been. It's a partnership based on shared values. And at this annual convention, it is a special opportunity to reinforce those values and renew our friendships. Of course, holding the convention in New York makes it all the more special. As New Yorkers will modestly tell you, this is the greatest city in the world. And you know, there is a strong case for that. After all, New York is the home of Broadway theater, home of some of the world's great art museums, and taking a point of personal privilege, I would say the best Puerto Rican parade in the world happens aquí mismo en Nueva York. But even more impressive, it is the home of Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor. Justice Sotomayor grew up in the public housing projects of the South Bronx, a half-hour subway ride from where we are right now. Her journey from there to the Supreme Court had no shortage of obstacles, but being of Puerto Rican descent, citizenship was not one of those obstacles. But the path to citizenship is a serious obstacle for many Latino immigrants. At Walmart, we strongly believe that any immigrant who wants to make the effort to become a U.S. citizen should have a fair chance to do that. So we are delighted to be teaming up, yes. We're delighted to be teaming up with LULAC and Hispanic Federation with a one-year grant in support of the Hispanic Integration Project. A joint effort between LULAC, the Walmart Foundation, and Hispanic Federation. The Walmart grant will grant 3,900 Latino immigrants financing, civic courses, and citizenship preparation classes, along with help navigating the complicated citizenship application process. We also entrusted to be expanding the Walmart grant for LULAC's Latinos Living Healthy program. Talk about shared values. Health and nutrition is a major social priority for Walmart. We believe families of all income levels should have affordable, healthy food on the table. And we believe in combating the obesity epidemic, especially among children, with education on healthy eating and lifestyles. Latinos Living Healthy has been a huge success, raising awareness around healthy food options and confronting the diet-related health problems that disproportionately affect the Latino community. The effectiveness of Latinos Living Healthy is a tribute to LULAC's national leadership team. And I personally want to thank Presidente Moran and Brent Wilkes and their leadership for the incredible work that they're doing. And to this, yes. But more importantly, I want to thank the local councils, because that's where the rubber meets the road. That's where the real deal happens. So thank you, local councils. And let me tell you, that is one more reason why we are very proud at Walmart to be a partner with LULAC. Have a nice evening. Buenas noches. Buen provecho.
Tony, we're gonna have to salsa later, right? I mean, he was talking about Puerto Ricans. Cuidado. Oh, you should see him behind the screen. He's doing it. Thank you so much, Tony. Our next sponsor is Comcast, NBC Universal, and Telemundo, a proud partner with LULAC. This partnership is based on a shared vision and commitment to the Hispanic community. Let's take a look.
Every day, I discover something new, because I can. We can watch this, or this, because we can.
That's why I stay connected, because I can.
Your world has no limits. Neither does your entertainment with Xfinity from Comcast. Enjoy X1 DVR that records 4 shows while you watch live TV and the fastest in-home Wi-Fi. The X1 Entertainment operating system, only from Xfinity. TV and internet together like never before.
Please help me welcome the Vice President of External and Government Affairs for Comcast Corporation, Brett Perkins.
Hola, and good evening, everyone. Before I start, I wrote a little note at the top of my remarks. 3 words: Isabel Marie Sanchez. So by the end of the evening, or within 5 minutes, you may forget my name. I don't think any of us should forget her name. So it's a great delight for me to be here representing the entire Comcast, NBC Universal, Telemundo family. And our big, diverse family takes pride in our deep partnership with LULAC. And it's a partnership that's been strengthened by having Brent Wilkes, LULAC's tireless executive director, as a member of the Comcast. Yes, please. Of the Comcast NBC Universal Joint Diversity Advisory Council. And as we approach the end of LULAC's 85th National Convention, we'd like to thank Brent and his team, along with Board President Margaret Moran, and the LULAC leaders from around the country who have made the last 4 days so memorable. In the LULAC tradition, this convention centered on issues, ideas, action, and growth. And one of the highlights for the Comcast team was giving the LULAC Youth Group a preview of Mary Mazzio's new documentary called Underwater Dreams. It's the amazing true story of a group of documented and undocumented Latino students who came together and bucked the odds to leverage their skills in those critical STEM fields and follow their dreams by entering a robotics contest. And I'm not going to give away too many details since this documentary is going to run on MSNBC and Telemundo later this month in English and in Spanish. But I will say that what those young people accomplished is very much the spirit of this year's convention theme. And we're working closely with LULAC to bridge the gap that still separates too many low-income families from the full benefits of internet connections at home. Because no family can afford to be stranded on the wrong side of the digital divide. And we know in Hispanic communities around the US, LULAC has been a trailblazer in teaching the digital literacy skills needed for the broadband age, conducting 1.5 million training sessions and counting. So I'm standing up here clapping to you for all the incredible work that you do. Closing the digital divide is a major community investment priority for Comcast. That's why we launched the Internet Essentials program It's the country's largest and most comprehensive broadband adoption program. It's designed to help low-income families who have a child receiving the National School Lunch Program across our footprint. In the last 2.5 years, almost 3 years, we've reached over 300,000 families, 1.2 million people, and helped them cross the digital divide and have broadband access at home. So you can imagine how enthused we are to have LULAC as a partner in making this program work. Internet Essentials combines digital literacy training for the whole family, along with the opportunity to get broadband at home for $9.95 a month, and the option to purchase a computer for less than $150. But the truth of the matter is that it takes human networks of caring people to make sure that the benefits of this broadband technology reach all families. And LULAC's incomparable network of local councils is just that kind of network. We couldn't ask for a better partner in delivering the benefits of Internet Essentials. And we look forward to expanding that partnership once Comcast's acquisition of Time Warner Cable is complete. That will give us a direct presence here in New York City, along with other major Latino centers like Los Angeles, Dallas, San Antonio, and other places. And we look forward to expanding the Internet Essentials partnership with LULAC in each one of those cities. Because our commitment to broadband adoption and digital literacy is part of our broader commitment to diversity and inclusion. And we know that we can count on LULAC to help us every step of the way. So thank you and good evening and have a great dinner.
All right, so I asked Brett backstage if I can have free cable, and he said no. So nobody asked him, all right? I've already done it. He said, no, it's not gonna happen. And food is coming around, so don't get antsy. The food is coming. Feel free to eat. But please don't forget about all lovely people that are gonna be talking up here. The Ford Motor Company is a long-standing partner of LULAC's programs and educational initiatives. For more on Ford, please turn your attention to the screen.
At Ford, we know it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. It's about your journey, and it's about our commitment to driving a brighter future in the Latino community.
Like Ford, Latinos are built Ford tough.
Education. We start by driving dreams for our students. We help prepare Latino youth for a 21st century workforce through programs and scholarships.
They will never understand how great this is and how much it's going to help people.
My dream is to become a drug addiction counselor,
to become a registered nurse,
to become a journalist,
to make people happy,
to leave the world a better place.
They're investing in me. They're believing in me.
Driving safety. When it comes to safety, we've helped more than 600,000 teens become better drivers. Community life.
We really believe at Ford that strong partnerships are the key to success.
But the road to success isn't always easy. When times are tough, we team up to help out in the community. Honoring Latino heritage. Your creativity is our fuel. We are passionate about Latino arts and culture. But at the end of the day, we're driven by your support.
Gracias por ser nuestros amigos en la comunidad.
Please help me welcome Ford Motor Company Fund's Community Outreach Manager and a friend of mine, Joe Avila.
Who can not love Gina? Buenas noches. ¿Cómo están? Qué bueno. On behalf of everyone at Ford Motor Company Fund, I'm pleased to join you this evening. Congratulations to tonight's honorees. We applaud your commitment to the communities you serve. I also would like to commend Margaret Moran, President of LULAC, for all the great 4 years she has given to our community. Also, Brent Walks, thank you. and the entire LULAC board of directors and staff, especially that hardworking staff, for their dedication to the Latino community. Tonight, I have the honor of announcing the 2014 grantees of the Ford Driving Dreams through Education program. Education is a top priority at Ford because we recognize that it opens the doors to the opportunities and also provides economic mobility. Education is also critical to developing our future workforce. With Latinos being the fastest growing segment of the US population, the educational development of our youth is essential. It's essential to our nation's growth and success. In the past decade, we have seen some progress. Hispanic dropout rates have decreased by half. And while this is something to be proud of, there is still much work left to be done, believe me. Research shows that the percentage of Latino students who graduate in high school on time is still behind the national average. So that means there's still much work to get done. This is why programs like Ford Driving Dreams are important. Since its 2010 launch, this competitive grants initiative has invested more than $1 million and has impacted more than 1,000 students and 44 LULAC councils across the country in our communities. Thank you. For the 5th consecutive year, Ford and LULAC has partnered to challenge the LULAC Council Network to develop engaging dropout prevention programs and support those communities where they are selected. 8 councils will receive $20,000 grant. Each one of them will receive a $20,000 grant over a 2-year period to implement local programs that encourage their students to stay in school. We also have selected 2 2012 grantees with best practice programs to continue their work for 1 more school year with Ford support. As we enter the 5th year of the Ford Driving Dreams grants with LULAC, I thought it would be fitting to share some of the achievements we have seen. Students continue to report not only an increased desire to graduate, but to also excel in their studies. We have seen an increase in their students' grades and a decrease in the number of school absences. In particular, I would like to share the story of Mayra Alanis, a program participant from 2010, the year we started the program. Mayra is from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. She learned about LULAC, Milwaukee. She learned about LULAC through one of the Spanish teachers. She then decided to participate in Ford Driving Dreams program, which consists in offering college-level classes to high school students. This challenged her to perform at higher academic levels that she never has been motivated and thought it would be possible. Mayra attributes her increased confidence to her participation in the program. It gave her the assurance that she was ready to take on more challenges and succeed in college. Let me tell you that today, Mayra is a Millennium Gate Scholar. She's attending no less than Georgetown University on a full ride scholarship. These tangible results inspire us, and we are excited to continue impacting more students as we will welcome another round of LULAC councils to the program. This year, winning councils will offer engaging STEM-related activities, mentoring and tutoring programs, as well as social, economical, and emotional support to students and their families. On behalf of all of us at Ford, I would like to commend everyone who has been part of the Ford Driving Dreams program with LULAC, and especially this year's winning councils, as the competition was very, very tough. Now, it is my pleasure to announce the 2014 For Driving Dreams Through Education grantees. To be able to do this, I would like to ask President Moran and Executive Director of LULAC, Brent Walks, to join me on stage as we announce the winners.
Fantastic. Well, this is really exciting to be here and to be able to announce the winners. These councils have applied and they've done a great job in developing these programs. So, without further ado, let me first congratulate LULAC Council number 2848, all the way from Anaheim, California. Wonderful. Our next council is council number 950 from Atlanta, Georgia. And our third council is council number 5001, all the way from South Bend, Indiana. Our fourth council from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, LULAC council number 334. And our fifth council from Chicago, Illinois, LULAC council number 5284. Congratulations. Congratulations. Fantastic. And all the way from South Jordan, Utah, LULAC council number 44040. Wow. Fantastic. Thank you. Congratulations. And from Houston, Texas, LULAC council number 4968. Right here, home in Queens, New York. Oh, I missed Chicago? All right, let me try again. From Chicago, Illinois, LULAC council number 5238. From Houston, Texas, LULAC council number 4968. Right here from Queens, New York, council number 23047. And our last council from Silver Spring, Maryland, right next to Washington, D.C., council number 21006. Congratulations. Fantastic. Well, thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Joe, Brent, and President Moran. Congratulations to our 10 recipients. We should give them another round of applause, don't you think? It's only appropriate. Our next speaker was appointed by President Obama in 2009 as Assistant Administrator for EPA's Office of Air and Radiation. She has been a leading advocate for common sense strategies to protect public health and the environment. Previously, she served as the Commissioner of the Connecticut Department of Environmental Protection. During her career, which spans over 30 years, she has worked at both the state and local levels on critical environmental issues and helped coordinate policies on economic growth, energy, transportation, and the environment. Please help me welcome Administrator of the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, Honorable, and she has such a fabulous name, Gina McCarthy.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you, Gina, for the introduction. You know, I understand that the First Lady was here and Jennifer Lopez. I'm being introduced by Gina. This is a very disturbing situation. I'm hoping they're great warm-up acts, but I feel like I should remember what my mother told me, which is if you can't be the most exciting, be the briefest. So we'll see what I can do. But first of all, let me start by thanking President Moran and Executive Director Wilkes for inviting me here to speak. And thank you all for your incredible leadership. You know, I am so excited to be here because the theme of this gathering is the power of Latino unity. When LULAC came together all those years ago on a warm spring day in Corpus Christi, the motto was adopted. Do you remember what it was? All for one and one for all. What compels us to gather, to organize, and to fight for what's right is the value of living by exactly that creed, by embracing that power. In the name of social justice, LULAC has made millions of lives better. So I am here tonight to celebrate that and to thank you and to talk about a little more battlefront in our fight for social justice. That's the battlefront that is most important to me at this moment in time, which we call environmental justice. EPA and LULAC share common roots. We were both born by embracing the power of unity. The environmental movement was sparked by what Dolores Huerta calls change from the bottom up. In that way, EPA came together as one with a mission to protect health for all. EPA is a great agency. Its sole purpose is to protect public health and the environment. How can you not like it? Thank you. And we have done very well, but there is a but here, folks. The sad truth is that environmental health improvements are still incredibly sorely needed in communities, both urban and rural areas across our country. And in fact, low-income families, tribal populations, and communities of color continue to be disproportionately impacted by pollution. That has to change, because that pollution is a barrier to economic opportunity. It's a barrier to middle-class security. It provides a gap of opportunity, the very gap that this president, President Obama, calls the defining issue of our time. You have been closing those gaps for generations, but I'm going to ask you to work with us at EPA and this president to even do more. Because today, no environmental challenge presents more risk to our health, to our economy, to our way of life than global climate change. Thank you. Hotter weather, it brings with it more smog, it brings with it more ozone, it brings with it more allergy seasons, and as a result of all that, it brings more asthma to our children. If your child doesn't use an inhaler, you should consider yourself one really lucky parent, because 1 in 10 children in the U.S. today suffers from asthma. 8% of all Hispanic children suffer from asthma and are almost twice as likely to be hospitalized for asthma than white children. Puerto Rican children have the highest asthma rates among all ethnicities at 20%. This is not acceptable. I'm sure you agree with me. During Asthma Awareness Month, I went to Puerto Rico and I visited people in San Juan's Martin Peña Canal. They suffer from the highest asthma rates anywhere. I talked to parents, I talked to their children, and they all spoke passionately about how asthma hinders more than just breathing. It's not just about whether you can breathe. It is hurting their lives, it's hurting their livelihoods, from higher medical bills to lost wages and school days. Latinos face disproportionate burdens because they face disproportionate exposures. Now, thanks to climate change, we see more extreme fires, floods, and superstorms, and as they strike, guess what populations are most at risk? Those populations that lack the means to fight disaster. Those underserved communities are always the hardest hit. A recent climate report says that labor productivity of outdoor workers, like those in the Hispanic community in construction, in landscaping, and agriculture, those jobs could be dramatically reduced. President Moran has pointed out herself so poignantly, the Latino workers are at increased risk of exposure to dirty air, and the increased temperatures are made worse by climate change. The scale and seriousness of our climate crisis has brought us together to once again seek the power of unity. Thankfully, President Obama understands this. He understands it. He lives it. He speaks about it. In June 2013, this president laid out a climate action plan to cut the harmful carbon pollution that is fueling climate change so that we could build a more resilient nation to face today's impacts. Last month, EPA took a giant step forward by unveiling a clean power plan that proposes to cut carbon pollution from our largest sources, our power plants. We already limit power plant pollution like mercury, like sulfur, like arsenic, but why are there not pollutant limits on carbon? That is what we need to do now. In addition to carbon pollution, when you capture the carbon, you will reduce smog and soot that comes along with that pollution, and that pollution threatens the most vulnerable Americans. It threatens our children. It threatens our elderly. It threatens communities of color. LULAC reports almost 40% of Latinos live within 30 miles of a power plant. In just the first year of these standards, folks, when they go into effect, we will avoid 100,000 asthma attacks, 2,100 heart attacks, and those numbers will only go up from there. This is important work that we must do together. So don't let the critics fool you. They'll tell you that in order to make these improvements, you're going to have to threaten energy reliability, you're going to have to threaten affordability. The very economic foundations of this country will disintegrate. Well, that is not true. We can't let them fool us. A healthy environment is the foundation of a healthy, sustainable, opportunity-rich economy. President Obama recently said, and I quote, we've got to share our climate strategies, we've got to shape our climate strategies to speak to the very real and legitimate concerns of working families. This is who we are going to benefit. There are special interest critics out there who tell you it can't be done, but remind them we know better. It can be done, and it must be done, and it must be done now. We have shown it can be done. At EPA, we have cut air pollution by more than 70%, while we've seen our GDP tripled. Well, let's make that economic opportunity available to every one of us not a chosen few. And we can keep electricity affordable and reliable at the same time. We know how to do it. We have to do it. It's about our health, it's about our quality of life, and it's about our children's future, because they depend on us to act, and act now. But to get it done, we really have to fight together, and we have to win together, or we are going to lose alone. We need students in the sciences and STEM education, like the students I met at the National Historic Medical Association, who are building their skills and building their smarts so they can address the challenges of today and be part of the solutions of the future. So the diversity of our future climate leaders has to respect and represent the diversity of our nation moving forward. We need teachers, we need workers, we need doctors, we need nurses who can educate their peers and educate the parents. Just like Dr. Susan Pacheco from Texas, who's motivated to speak out because she sees how economic and social limitations actually worsen climate health risks. You know, the power of unity demands we put aside differences in the name of social justice, and in this case, in the name of environmental justice. And I'm standing before an organization that was actually built on that understanding, that we are better off individually if we fight for our rights together. In 2012, President Obama awarded the highest civilian honor, the Presidential Medal of Freedom, to someone who exemplifies the power of Latino unity, Dolores Huerta. Dolores. When she got the award, Dolores said, and I quote, "The great social changes in our country have happened when people came together, organized, and when they took direct action." She is right. That is what led to the civil rights movement, the labor movement, the women's rights movement, the LGBT movement, and the environmental movement. Through it all, the power of unity has given us the courage to march forward. It is what sustains democracy. I challenge you to bring that power of unity to bear on today's climate crisis. Speak up, speak out in your communities, in your churches, in social media. Get active, get organized, do what you do best. Let your voice ring out to those and give voice to those who are struggling to be heard. All for one, one for all. Dolores Huerta said that she's always felt that if we have the ability, then we have the obligation to help people come together and to fight for their rights. That value is what drew me into public service and into the area of environmental protection. And it empowers all of us to fight for our right, for a healthy planet and a sustainable climate for every person, for this generation and beyond. I thank you for all you have accomplished, and we will work hard with you to deliver what the future demands and our children deserve. It is our moral obligation. Thank you very much.
Let's give it up for Gina. Thank you. How empowering was that? Thank you, Administrator. Tonight's sponsor, Southwest Airlines, is the official airline of the President's Award Banquet. Oh, we got Southwest in the crowd, huh? Hey! So this airline, Southwest Airlines, is the official airline of the President's Award Banquet and longtime sponsor of LULAC and LNESC. With us tonight is the National Manager for Community Affairs and Grassroots, Christine Ortega.
At Southwest, we pride ourselves not only on what we do up here, but also down here. Up here, down here. Up here, down here, back up here, and back down here. Even though we're an airline, we do some of our best work on the ground. If it matters to you, it matters to us.
Thank you. I'm Christine Ortega, and I'm very happy to be here tonight. And we just showed you one of the new messages that we have at Southwest Airlines. What matters to you matters to us. And this is why, for example, Southwest Airlines still offers bags fly free. This is why we're striving all the time to get your flights there on time. And this is why we're also launching international service to Mexico, the Caribbean, and cities in Central and South America. So, you can clap, yes, we're happy about that. But think about it. LULAC, this is a phrase that LULAC has been living every day for the past 85 years. So I want you to say it with me. What matters to you matters to us. Can you say it? Okay, I feel like I'm at a chess tournament convention. Is this a LULAC convention? Let's try it again. Ready? What matters to you? Okay, great. So I know that when you look into the eyes of those young faces that are crossing the border every day, those thousands of brown faces coming across, you look at those faces and what do you say? Right. When you see teens that have been pushed out of the education system, when they're struggling for a job, when they're looking for self-esteem and trying to understand their own identity, what do LULACers say to them? When you hear seniors who need a ride to the doctor or for medical care, when you know that they need a ride for a vote to the voting booths, what do you say to them? So this phrase, even though we are now using it, you have lived it. So on behalf of Southwest Airlines, our 48,000 employees, our president and CEO, Gary Kelly, I just want to say very humbly, thank you. Thank you, LULAC, for living this warrior spirit and for 85 years of your dedication to our country. Thank you and have a great night.
Thank you, Christine and Southwest Airlines. Our final sponsor this evening is an Anheuser-Busch, a LULAC corporate partner for more than 3 decades. Here for Anheuser-Busch is the Vice President of Community Affairs, Margarita Flores.
Good evening. On behalf of Anheuser-Busch, I am delighted to join you tonight at LULAC's 85th anniversary celebration. Now, everybody in the room knows that reaching this milestone is no easy feat. It has taken more than sweat and tears. It has taken passion. It has taken incredible hard work, but most of all, it has taken selfless dedication by so many past and current leaders to ensure that all of us have an opportunity to succeed. To each of you, to them first of all, and to each of you who have had a stake in ensuring that LULAC reaches this milestone, our deepest gratitude. Ladies and gentlemen, this convention serves many purposes. I invite you to join me to recommit our support to LULAC so that 85 years from now, we could be here celebrating yet another milestone. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Margarita. Our next speaker has been Puerto Rico's resident commissioner in Washington since January 2009. One of our 4 million American citizens who reside on the island, he's the sole representative in Congress today. Wow. Please welcome our featured guest, resident commissioner of Puerto Rico. Pedro, do not get mad at me if I mess this up. The Honorable Pedro Pierluisi.
Buenas noches. Good evening. I'm honored to be here tonight, and I'm pleased to celebrate LULAC's accomplishments in the past couple of years under the leadership of Margaret Moran and Brent Wilkes. I would like to briefly discuss two issues with you. The first one is the need to create a reasonable path to U.S. citizenship for millions of undocumented immigrants in the United States by enacting comprehensive immigration reform. The other is the imperative to create a path to full and equal U.S. citizenship for the 3.6 million American citizens residing in Puerto Rico by enacting federal legislation to facilitate the territory's transition to a democratic and dignified political status. LULAC is to be commended for its moral clarity on both subjects, which raise fundamental questions about the nature of our democracy and the meaning of American citizenship. As a member of the House Judiciary Committee, I strongly support comprehensive immigration reform that includes a path to citizenship. I also support enhanced but sensible border security, not only along our nation's southwest and northern borders, but also in Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands, which together constitute our nation's Caribbean border. America has always been and remains today a work in progress. And since the country's founding, the hard work of perfecting our union has often been carried out by courageous men and women born outside of America, immigrants from other shores who chose to leave behind everything and everyone they know, who came here in search of economic opportunity or to escape poverty or persecution, and whose character, passion, and talent have enriched the life of this nation and replenished its spirit. These men and women are the lifeblood of our economy. Without them, this country could not function. They deserve a chance to become citizens of the nation that their labor has helped build and sustain. And so, it is vital for political leaders to give them that chance by enacting sensible, comprehensive, effective immigration reform legislation. I am Puerto Rican, and as such, I am a natural-born American citizen. But I can relate to the experience of undocumented immigrants in this country. Those of us who are from Puerto Rico know how it feels to be treated differently because of our place of birth. Puerto Ricans are U.S. citizens, but our citizenship is second class. Like our immigrant brothers and sisters, we too aspire to be treated equally by the country to which we have given so much. And we're making our aspirations heard loud and clear. In November 2012, Puerto Rico exercised its right to self-determination by holding a free and fair vote on our political status. The results demonstrate that a clear majority of my constituents do not wish to maintain the current status, which deprives us of the most fundamental political and civil rights, and which is the root cause of the island's serious economic problems. The results further demonstrate that for the first time in Puerto Rico's history, there are more people who want Puerto Rico to become a state than who want Puerto Rico to continue under the status quo. When I addressed LULAC's convention last summer in Las Vegas, I said it was essential for the federal government to respond to this vote in appropriate fashion. I am now pleased to report that the federal government has taken unprecedented action. Last year, at my urging, President Obama asked Congress to provide $2.5 million to enable Puerto Rico to conduct the first federally sponsored plebiscite in its history in order to resolve the territory status. And earlier this year, Congress approved that funding with bipartisan support. Although the federal law does not prescribe the ballot, the way the ballot should be structured, it does require the U.S. Department of Justice to ensure that any option on the ballot is compatible with U.S. laws and policy. Now that the federal government has discharged its duty, I have proposed that the available funding be used to conduct a vote on Puerto Rico's admission as a state. This approach is straightforward, would yield a definitive result, and is fair, since those who support the admission can vote yes, and those who oppose it can vote no. It is the same approach that was followed by Alaska and Hawaii, the last territories to become states. And I know that LULAC will continue to be a leading voice in the fight to deliver justice to the U.S. citizens of Puerto Rico, just as it will continue to take a principled stand in support of reforming our nation's immigration laws in a smart and humane fashion. Que viva LULAC y que viva Puerto Rico, the 51st state of the Union. Thank you. Buenas noches.
Thank you, Congressman. Wow. Yes. Okay, our next speaker is the just returned U.S. Ambassador to Guatemala. He is President Obama's nominee to be Director General of the Foreign Service and Director of Human Resources at the Department of State. During his career as a U.S. Foreign Service officer, he has served in a number of leadership positions in Latin America and Europe. His postings include overseas tours in Honduras, Mexico, Chile, Italy, Peru, Ecuador, and Spain. He has led initiatives to promote free and fair elections, advance respect for human rights, and support rule of law. He has also directed crisis management operations, worked with international partners to combat human and narco trafficking, and advance regional free trade agreements. Please help me welcome Ambassador Arnold A. Chacon.
Thank you very much for that kind introduction. Es un verdadero gran placer estar aquí esta noche con este distinguido grupo de amigos que labora incansablemente a favor de los derechos civiles en los Estados Unidos. Muchas gracias. I'm greatly honored to be here to address you this evening. I want to thank President Margaret Moran, Brent Wilkes, and Luis Torres for inviting me to join you. I also want to give a special shout out to Ulises Gonzalez and Sara Clemente for all of the help they have done to make our stay so welcoming. I'm so pleased to be here with all of you. As was mentioned, in March, I returned to Washington from Guatemala, where I served as the U.S. ambassador for the past 3 years. My colleagues and I at the Department of State have been working to promote U.S. interests in the Western Hemisphere by fostering cooperation on issues such as citizen safety, strengthening democratic institutions and the rule of law, economic and social inclusion, energy, and climate change. As Secretary of State John Kerry has said, it's crystal clear that if we work together and play our cards right, the Western Hemisphere, Latin America, can become literally the most stable and prosperous region in the world. Let me share with you for a moment some of the ways in which the State Department's diplomatic efforts advance our agenda in the region. We're promoting Secretary Kerry's prosperity agenda. We support expanding prosperity throughout the Western Hemisphere through open trade and investment initiatives. We're strengthening partnerships with Canada, with Mexico, Colombia, Peru, Central America, Dominican Republic, and other free trade agreement partners. We're fostering entrepreneurship and youth opportunities. President Obama launched the Small Business Network of the Americas in 2012 to help entrepreneurs create jobs in their local communities and tap into global trade opportunities. We're achieving inclusive economic growth. We're working to foster tolerance and appreciation for the contributions of members of the LGBT community and engaging with Afro-descendant and indigenous people throughout the region to improve access to education and workforce training. We're also promoting increased access to markets, capital training, and leadership opportunities for women entrepreneurs, and increased linkages between small businesses throughout the hemisphere. As the Deputy Gina McCarthy said, we're addressing energy and climate change challenges. We're involved in scientific research and innovation exchange that play an essential role in clean energy. And we're expanding education opportunities. Secretary Kerry has said that making sure that young people in our hemisphere can be global learners is important so that they can thrive in the economies we're developing. This is also the thinking behind President Obama's 100,000 Strong in the Americas initiative, which is an incredible effort to increase student exchanges throughout our hemisphere in both directions. And finally, we're promoting citizen security and human rights. We're supporting the Colombia peace process and governance, security, and prosperity in Central America. We cooperate with regional governments and NGOs in combating threats that are endangering the human rights, safety, and security of our citizens. As U.S. Ambassador to Guatemala, I can confirm through our long-term presence and proactive engagement, the United States has gained the trust of the Guatemalan people and validated our efforts to make a real difference. As you know, we are facing a serious humanitarian situation along our southern borders. Thousands of migrants, many of them children traveling alone, are undertaking a very dangerous trip to the United States. They are escaping violence and poverty. And we at the State Department are working to build long-term and sustainable solutions that address the underlying causes for the push factors of this migration. We are working with the governments of El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Mexico to develop a comprehensive and regional response to the shortfalls in security, prosperity, and governance that are contributing to this migration. This also requires movement on immigration reform and additional domestic resources, as President Obama has so articulately laid out. The problem is vast and complex, but we know we can make a difference, and we are committed at the State Department to doing our part. You may be asking yourselves how I, Arnold Chacon, ended up in this type of career. Well, let me tell you, growing up in Colorado with Spanish and Mexican roots that date more than 300 years in New Mexico and Colorado, I learned from my parents the values of justice, compassion, and service to a greater cause than myself. My family gave me the moral compass based on love of God and country, which has guided my life. My Honduras-born wife, Alida, and I have tried to pass on these values to our children, who have been so lucky to have been able to grow up in Spain, in Mexico, Chile, Italy, Peru, Ecuador, and Guatemala. It was my mother who led me to an international career by drawing my attention to a public health NGO by the name of Amigos de las Americas in Houston, Texas. I was profoundly influenced by the testimony of young volunteers and their life-changing summers of service in Latin America. So I'm not exaggerating when I say that my volunteer experiences in Nicaragua, Honduras, Ecuador, and Mexico were defining moments in my life. They empowered and provided me with a valuable perspective and also a skill set for my current work as a diplomat. I'm honored that President Obama has nominated me to be the next Director General of the Foreign Service and Director of Human Resources at the Department of State. Thank you. If the Senate confirms that nomination, I look forward to making a positive difference in the work lives of my colleagues at the Department of State. And if I can digress for just a moment, I'd like to share with you some staggering statistics. Right now, 53 total nominations are pending before the Senate, 37 on the floor of the Senate and 16 before the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. Of the 37 nominees on the floor, there is an average time wait of 8 months to be confirmed. Unfortunately, the State Department is disproportionately affected by the current backlog, and we have a number of ambassadors that aren't able to take up their postings. The Senate needs to act quickly to confirm the nominations so that we can again re-exert our leadership around the world. And thank you. And let me say that if confirmed, one of my top priorities will be increasing diversity at the State Department, including the representation of Hispanics in both the Foreign Service and the Civil Service. Secretary Kerry said it well when he said, and I quote, "Our commitment to inclusion must be evident in the face we present to the world and in the decision-making processes that represent our diplomatic goals." All around the world, from Guatemala to Western Europe to South Africa, we urge nations to empower every sector of their society. We talk about inclusion, equality, and ensuring that people from different religions, different ethnicities, and different races are able to contribute. It's one thing to talk that talk. It's quite another to walk that walk. And let me say, we in the United States and in the Department of State want to walk that walk. I'm grateful to a senator from the great state of New Jersey, Bob Menendez, for his unwavering support for building diversity at the State Department. And I look forward to working closely with him and with other supporters to reach our diversity goals. Of course, when we talk about diversity, we're talking about diversity in the broadest sense of the word. This includes people from every geographic region of the United States. It includes those who are disabled. It includes veterans, minorities, LGBT employees, among others. The Foreign Service I joined back in 1981 was not so diverse. The Foreign Service Act of 1980 pushed the Department of State to change, and we've made progress over the past 3 decades. Are we where we want to be? Absolutely not. But we're moving in the right direction, and I look forward to working with civil rights organizations such as LULAC to continue that trend. There are many, many talented people in this room, some who may have never considered becoming a diplomat. There are few models, unfortunately, in our communities, on television and in the movies. So I'm here to let you know that the Department of State and the U.S. Foreign Service is looking for service-minded, highly motivated, and very flexible people to help us make the world a better place. We want people from Colorado, my home state, but also people from Texas, people from New Mexico, people from New York, people from Puerto Rico, people from California, Florida, Illinois, North, South, East, and West. We're looking for talented people from all walks of life and from across America because foreign policy issues are no longer confined to the geopolitical issues of the past, but they've become wide-ranging. They can be as different as economic concerns, environmental issues or human rights. They can address narcotics, intellectual property protection, or trafficking in women and children. And for those of you that are not keen on spending much of your career overseas, the State Department is always seeking talent for its civil service. Most of our civil service employees work in Washington, where they represent the brain trust of American foreign policy, and they work on every issue from nuclear nonproliferation to climate change to management platforms that support diplomacy. We also have field offices throughout the United States for our passport services and our diplomatic security operations. For you, like me, who have a passion for engaging in the world, the Foreign Service is an option. My colleagues work in some 275 embassies, consulates, and also back in Washington to build ties with nations around the world, working to protect United States citizens and United States interests, providing American policymakers with the ground truth about developments in every corner of the globe. You can find everything you need to know about these careers on our website, careers.state.gov. Again, careers.state.gov. And you'll also find links to our diplomats and residents who are assigned throughout the United States. Because no matter where you live, you'll find someone whose full-time job is to find a career for you and to answer your questions to help you guide your search for the Department of State. America needs the very best people representing us at home and overseas, and that's why I want all of you to know about the opportunities at the Department of State. Thank you very much for inviting me this evening. It's truly a privilege and an honor to be part of this LULAC 85th National Convention. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Ambassador Arnold Chacon. So before I continue, I would love to give a round of applause and much appreciation to the lovely and strong hands that fed us tonight, that prepared our meals and served us. Thank you so much. And now we begin our awards with a very special tribute. This great leader was elected as national president at the League of United Latin American Citizens 81st National Convention in Albuquerque, New Mexico on July 17, 2010, and is now serving her 4th term as president of the nation's largest and oldest Hispanic civil rights organization, which was founded on February 17, 1929. As a LULAC member, her involvement with the organization spans more than 3 decades. She was a co-founder of the LNESC San Antonio Center. Her community involvement is underscored by her participation on a variety of civic boards, including the Instituto de los Mexicanos en el Exterior and the American Bar Association Commission on Hispanic Legal Rights and Responsibilities. Recently, Moran was unanimously elected chair of the board of directors of the Hispanic Association on Corporate Responsibility and serves as a member of the board for Sir Jobs for Progressive National. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at how LULAC has made an impact in our nation's journey for equality during President Moran's leadership.
President Margaret Moran is the current leader of the nation's largest and oldest Hispanic civil rights membership organization. Since becoming president in 2010, she's made a tremendous impact, leading the way for many initiatives including education, immigration reform, and political influence for Latinos.
I think President Moran has all the qualities of a strong leader because of her commitment, her passion, and her dedication for not just Hispanic issues, but she is a visionary leader who really communicates what we need to do as an organization, as a community, and for that, LULAC has benefited from her leadership.
Oftentimes I'm really struck because I can see Margaret and she's just so down to earth and so humble, but at the same time, you know, she commands this awesome power with LULAC and has been able to really just sort of move the trajectory at LULAC and really carve out a new chapter for what I believe is the future of Latino leadership in America.
She is currently serving her 4th term as president, but her involvement with LULAC spans over 3 decades, where she has served in many roles. Margaret's passion about education is seen through her work as a board member of the LULAC National Education Service Centers, LNESC, which she co-founded in San Antonio, and through her involvement with the Young Readers Program.
I'm really proud to know Margaret Mellon, and I have known her since high school, and she has always impressed me as an outstanding leader. She works so hard for LULAC, the nation's largest and oldest Hispanic organization, and I feel that she has made a difference as a leader there at LULAC. She cares about education. This is an individual that works hard to talk and stress about the needs for more education, less dropouts in high school, more college graduates, more scholarships, which she's worked very hard to raise a lot of scholarship dollars, which we need greatly in the college level.
Margaret is also involved on a variety of civic boards, including the Instituto de los Mexicanos en el Exterior and the American Bar Association Commission on Hispanic Legal Rights and Responsibilities. Recently, Margaret was unanimously elected chair of the board of directors of the Hispanic Association of Corporate Responsibility and serves as a member of the board for SER Jobs for Progress National. She has received numerous honors and awards for the continued service to LULAC and her community, including the Puerto Rican Solidarity Award, the Civil Rights Award, and the Lifetime Achievement Award from District 15, the LULAC National Presidential Commendation, LULAC National Women's Hall of Fame inductee, and the Dr. Anita Del Rio Latina Leadership and Community Service, among others.
Again, if you look at her resume, I mean, this woman has served in all facets of leadership within LULAC. She has, been at the ground level, organizing and working with local chapters, and all the way up to, assuming national office and being part of a team. I think what's stellar and unique about it, this is a woman who not only has led this organization, she and her husband have led this organization. I mean, that really speaks to their commitment to LULAC, their commitment to Latinos, and knowing that someone like Margaret is at the control or at the helm. I think that Latinos can certainly be very proud of that fact and know that when she's up there taking care of business, all Latinos benefit with her leadership.
The San Antonio native is retired from the University of Texas Health Science Center. Her husband, Oscar Moran, is a former national president of LULAC during the mid-1980s. Her election marks the first time a husband and wife both served as a LULAC national president. Her kind spirit, genuine leadership, and passion for bettering the Latino community has made a tremendous impact on the organization. We thank her for her dedication and service.
Margaret Moran to me means leadership. She means dignity, she means honor and respect.
When you talk about Margaret, you look at professionalism, strong ethics, and dedication. So Margaret, on behalf of myself and the entire organization, thank you for 4 years of your presidency.
I applaud you for all you have done. You're a true legacy and a great mentor. It is very heartwarming to have shared so many moments, which will always be in my heart. Thank you.
Gracias for your leadership, for your dedication, and for continuing to care about Hispanic Americans, whether they're young or older, for the betterment of all.
Congratulations on a job well done. Thank you for not only representing the best of LULAC, but representing the best of Latinos throughout America.
For now, I'd just like to thank her for her commitment and the good work that she does in her leadership skills and taking LULAC to that next level. So Margaret, thank you for everything and congratulations for all the work you've done.
You know, whenever I think of Margaret Moran, the first word that comes to mind is devotion. And I think that's very important whenever you're the national president of an organization such as this one. It's been her devotion to this organization and to keeping the promises that she had made in her campaign trail.
Well, Margaret, you made us proud. Congratulations on 4 great and exciting years.
She leaves an impression upon us and leaves an indelible mark, a mark that will be long-lasting within LULAC. Thank you, Margaret, for everything you've done. Thank you, LULAC, for everything you've done.
Ladies and gentlemen, in tribute to President Moran, please welcome San Antonio, Texas recording artists Shelly Lares and Stephanie Montiel.
Thank you. President Moran, this is for you tonight.
I'm so proud of you being from San Antonio. Muchas gracias. Sing along if you know it. Si nos dejan, nos vamos a querer toda la vida. Si nos dejan, nos vamos a vivir a un mundo nuevo. Yo creo que podemos ver un nuevo amanecer y a un nuevo día. Yo pienso que tú y yo podemos ser felices todavía. Si nos deja, buscamos un rincón cerca del cielo. Si nos deja, hacemos de las nubes en los cielos. Y ahí, juntitos los dos, cerquita de Dios, será lo que soñamos. Si nos dejan, te llevo de la mano, corazón, y ahí nos vamos. El aplauso por President Morán. Si nos deja, buscamos un rincón cerca del cielo. Si nos dejan, habemos saltar nubes desde un velo. Y ahí, juntitos los dos, cerquita de Dios, será lo que soñamos. Si nos dejan, te llevo de la mano, corazón, y allí nos vamos. Si nos dejan, de todo lo demás nos olvidamos. Si nos dejan, si nos dejan, un grito. How about we invite President Morán to come up here tonight? Give her a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Aplauso fuerte. Este amor apasionado anda todo alborotado por volver. Voy en camino a la locura y aunque todo me tortura, sé perder. Nos dejamos hace tiempo, pero al fin llegó el momento de perder. Tú tenías mucha razón, le hago caso al corazón y me muero por volver. Sing it with us, come on. Y volver, volver, volver a tus brazos otra vez. Llegaré hasta donde estés. Yo sé perder, quiero volver, volver, volver. ¡Que viva San Antonio! How about them Spurs? I bet you, I didn't even know she could sing. I was like, damn, she can sing too. There ain't nothing this woman cannot do. Thank you so much for having us. And we wish you nothing but the best. And thank you for everything you've done for this organization. You've obviously touched so many lives, all these people that are showing much love and support for you. And you know what this means, right? that this means you get Christmas gifts from everybody that's in here, so that's a good thing. So congratulations and thank you for everything.
Felicidades. Thank you so much for allowing us to be here today. We love you.
That was beautiful. President Moran, your legacy has left a mark in the history of our country. On behalf of everyone here, thank you. President Margaret Moran, please stay to help us with our awards tonight. Uh-oh, come on back up, beautiful lady. Oopsie. Yes. The LULAC Awards recognize individuals for their great volunteerism who have exemplified great contributions in their communities. Joining President Moran is the chair of the Presidential Awards Committee, Connie Martinez, National Vice President for the Elderly, Frank Urtiaga, and Dr. John Arnold to present the LULAC Presidential and Special Awards.
Thank you, President Moran. That was beautiful. Good evening, everyone. It is my pleasure to introduce this year's awardees for Man of the Year, Woman of the Year, and Council of the Year. Man of the Year goes to Mr. Ray Martinez. As you hear your name, can you please come up to the stage? And the name is Rudy Martinez.
I want to thank all LULAC so much. I am so proud to be a member, and there's so much more I want to do to help people in the civil rights movement that I'm going to continue to grow, and that's why I put that seed together. Ahora sí se puede. It's now, not tomorrow. We have to work at it now with all the civil rights issues that we have.
Okay, now I'm going to introduce the Women of the Year. Goes to Nancy Vera. Can you please come up to the stage, Nancy Vera?
Thank you, President Moran. Thank you, District Director for District 11, Tatsi Armadillo. Thank you to my council in Corpus Christi, Texas, the founding home of the League of United Latin American Citizens, my council 4444, Gonzalo Tamez, who is with us tonight. And I'd like to accept this award on behalf of the children whom I've seen personally, who are crossing the border right now in hope and hopes for a better life. I'm also asking that all of us take pause for just a moment of silence for the bodies that were found in mass graves in Falfurrias, Texas, in what we call the Wild Horse Desert, and what is known as El Desierto de los Muertos in South Texas. I have seen and visited the South Texas Human Rights Center in Falfurrias, Texas. I have spoken to officials there, and I have seen pictures of the bodies that have been found on the private ranches in El Desierto de los Muertos in different stages of decomposition. And I also know that some of these human beings have been buried without body bags, in shopping bags, and they have been found in pits where we found 100 bodies the last 2 years. Please, ladies and gentlemen, let us work hard, brothers and sisters, to push for not only comprehensive immigration reform, but humanitarian immigration reform for our brothers and sisters who are seeking a better life from South America. God bless all of you. Thank you, President Moran. It's an honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nancy Vera. Now it gives me privilege to announce the Council of the Year, which goes to Council 12. Can you please come up to the podium?
Good evening, brothers and sisters in LULAC. I feel very honored to receive this award in the name of my council membership. You know, we work very hard throughout the year, and we are involved in scholarships, immigration reform at the river. But I bring one message to you tonight, and tomorrow I will be passing out some of these bumper stickers. There's not that many, but the message states, it's arithmetic, vote. I believe that if we want things to get accomplished, it's not the number of people that we have that are multiplying every day. You know, it's the number that goes out and actually votes, and it's numbers, and it's about arithmetic. Let's get out there and to get the vote out. Thank you.
Congratulations to all of you. All right. Next, we have special awards that I will be presenting, and as I call your name, please come up to the stage. The 2014 Raymond Theus Award for Education is being presented to Dr. Juan Garcia from New Mexico. The Felix Tijerina Award for Service to the League is being presented to Ms. Evie Maldonado from New York. The Aztec Award for Civil Rights is being presented to Lidia Guzman from Arizona. The J.C. Martinez Award for Membership Expansion is being awarded to Joel Organista from the state of Utah. The Cesar Chavez Award for Leadership and Community Service is being presented to Dr. David Alamil. And the Dr. Anita Del Rio Award for Leadership, Latino Leadership and Women's Advocacy is being presented to Teresa Tavares. And the Crescencio Padilla Award for Volunteerism is being presented to Elizabeth Quiñones from Puerto Rico. Then there are President's Special Awards being presented to the State Director of the Year for 2014, Joseph Enriquez Henry from the state of Iowa. The Lifetime Achievement Award is being presented to Mickey and Vince Luna from California. Another Lifetime Achievement Award is being presented to Luis Roberto Vera Jr. And the Emerge Leadership Award, this is a brand new award, and it's an honor for me to present this inaugural award to Manuel Rendon, National Vice President for Young Adults. Congratulations to all the honorees. It is important of the great work that you're doing on behalf of your communities, and we appreciate all that you do. Thank you. You do this one. You do that. You want to open this one? Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Franco Urtiaga. I am the National VP for the Elderly, and I want to welcome all of you folks, as well as all my brother veterans, here tonight. Folks, let us understand the reason we're here, the reason we're able to be here and meet and plan for the future, because of the veterans. Again, thank you so much, veterans. Okay, I'm here, folks, to present the award, the Senior Award, for a person from LULAC that's very worthy. And I'd like to go ahead and introduce Terry Lopez. Folks, while we're waiting, take advantage of this moment here. We're all here. We're going to be having an election tomorrow. Please let us go ahead and move the organization forward. Okay? Think of who you're going to vote for, but however, let us all get together and move forward with our organization. We have issues that we have to address, primarily, as we've been talking about here tonight, the immigration issue. And folks, let's talk about our kids. All of that affects us. We can correct that. Again, I want to present to you for the senior award, Ms. Terry Lopez. Not here?
Yes. I'm Celia Benitez Kiger, Deputy Director of District 15 in San Antonio, and with very great honor, I accept this for Terry Lopez. Thank you so much. She's a darling lady. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Dr. Arnold. Folks, at this time, I wasn't aware that I would be one of the presenters, but still, we're moving forward with the program. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everybody. We have an opportunity to share something very, very special for you. And before I finish, I want you to have your phones ready because I'm going to give you the link to some very fabulous traditional music. This is the Humanitarian Award in its 10th year. Its purpose is because it imbues those individuals on the world stage that carry forth the message of LULAC. About 6 to 8 months ago in Tucson, Arizona, one of the charter schools was disposing some of their computers. And some of the LULAC council members from that school helped me load a truck that went to Houston to be put on a cargo container to Africa, actually to the rainforest in Ghana. And fast forward that, these young people got a hold of the internet, started looking at what were social issues. They began by such thing as global warming and saving the last tree because they live in an area where those trees are cut and poached. They did other songs, such as The Natural Cure of Diabetes. And most recently, they did one of the border crossers. I had a call from Internet Radio, World Radio this afternoon, from Nogales, Sonora, where a lot of the crossers are, and they were playing these young people's song, as they have for the last few weeks. So I just wanted to let you know, very small things can have very big resultados. And these young people, the latest song that won't be on the link that I give you tonight is that every woman and child should have an education, which is a huge, huge issue around the globe. The other thing is that of the plight of street children. In Accra, Ghana alone, there's over 5,000 kids that don't have a home, that risk their lives every day for a piece of bread. They sang a wonderful song, and they were honored on Ghana national television the other day on the breakfast show, and they sang that song. And it brought out so much emotion that I think it touched the top government leaders to start doing things about people. Do you remember the old saying, out of the mouth of babes we shall know? These young people tonight are called the Young Singers from the Rainforest. So we have an award for them. Actually, I'm leaving Sunday night, flying to Accra, and we'll be doing a national television special with these young people. And interestingly enough, the young man that is their leader is our first LULAC Associate Young Adult. So we're very, very proud of that. And so, si se puede, si se pudo, right? So I just want to leave with you the fact that that smallest thing, you do not know what's going to happen. And these songs, I was in Washington, D.C., I heard them. I heard them when back in Tucson, Arizona, on the Hispanic stations, and I was wondering why. And I talked to one of the local Torres, and he said, these people resonate with our issues. So tonight, we honor the young singers from the rainforest, and I've asked to receive the award on their behalf because we couldn't arrange the visas. 2 young people. They're special because they're my daughters, but secondly, if you remember, a few years ago, we did a LULAC Kids demonstration project where we try to reach down to upper middle class, elementary, and to junior high and start recruiting. These 2 young people, Chaska was the first president, and Tico was the first secretary. Look, they're still with us, so we've got to get back to those earlier years, just like the YMCA and Boys Club. We've got to start recruiting in elementary. So thank you very much, and we will do the award. Can you go get the award, Joe? It's the one on the left. These young people range from age 9 to 25, and they'll each receive one of these ribbons that has their name engraved in them, and also this plaque. And Margaret, I want you to see what it has the names of each of the children engraved. Will be the first. This will be the first plaque ever given from LULAC in the continent of Africa, which, by the way, is 5 times the size of our continent. So we wanted to share this. And then also, we have from the young people in Africa, this is a beautiful ebony mother with child, and it's given to Margaret Moran for her support of LULAC on the international stage. And it's a real thing because people around the world, first of all, Hispanics are found everywhere now. We're all over. So this is a great thing. But also in the countries they're at, they're touching the lives with the mission and the civil rights and the imbuement of what LULAC is all about. So, Margaret, this is for you.
Thank you, John. Thank you so much.
Buenas noches. Queremos anunciarles a ustedes, esta es la primera noche de avisarles que tenemos una embajada internacional para todos los latinos en 32 países. Esta embajada, de la cual le estoy sirviendo a todos ustedes con un gran honor en todos estos países, es posible, como embajador de ustedes en esos países, es posible que podamos comunicarnos mejor con nuestros países, nuestros hermanos, y hacerles saber que nosotros estamos aquí para ellos, especialmente los indocumentados y todos esos niños que tratan de venir a este país. Quiero primero, porque yo respeto a todas las personas que nos ayudan. Hay que reconocerla a nuestros hispanos, a todos ustedes, porque ustedes son los que trabajan y hacen esta organización de mucho éxito. ¿Cómo se originó esta embajada? Hace unos años, un gran líder de ustedes y de nosotros todos, un presidente, pasado presidente, past national president, estuvo hablando conmigo y dijo que había una necesidad para tener una embajada internacional. Ese past president es el honorable Héctor Flores. En esta noche vamos a reconocer a Héctor, pero también quiero darle, I want to give you a sequence of events and how did we got to this point. Después de Héctor Flores vino otra presidenta nacional que nos llevó también a la cumbre. Hoy, en este día, nosotros somos miembros non-governmental organization and NGO of the United Nations here in New York. LULAC is a member. Esos esfuerzos también se los debemos a una mujer, a una distinguida dama, la licenciada, la doctora Edna Canino. Ella también es la abogada internacional para nuestra embajada. Esa persona, esa presidenta nacional que fue tan grande que nos permitió hacer esto, es la distinguida dama Rosa Rosales. Ella también me acompañó a mí, a mi esposa, a la doctora Canino, a las Naciones Unidas, y allí también tuvimos mucha acción. La tercera presidenta nacional, porque tenemos muchos líderes y hay que reconocer nuestra gente hispana aquí y donde quiera que estén. Yo se los digo como puertorriqueño, me siento muy orgulloso y también como un gran hispano de toda nuestra raza hispana. Esa persona que nos ha dado la oportunidad de seguir con nuestra embajada es nada menos que la gran líder Margaret Morán. Margaret Morán, presidenta, Madame President Morán, nos ha apoyado con la newsletter que tenemos de todo lo que hacemos con nuestros embajadores y de otros países y todas las actividades que tenemos con todos los cónsules generales en los Estados Unidos, especialmente en Miami, donde tenemos todos los de todos los países. Margaret Morán ha sido también muy benevolente, muy abierta, una persona muy liberal que nos quiere a todos y nos ha querido nada más lo mejor para nuestras vidas. Ella también ha permitido esa carta del newsletter que edita otra vez la licenciada Edna Canino, porque sin la mujer no podemos hacer nada, ¿ok? So que le debemos mucho y aquí queremos presentarle ahora en sequence of events la medalla, the Ambassador's Medal for the LULAC International Embassy to Margaret Morán. El creador de la embajada el que se le ocurrió esa gran idea, Héctor Flores.
Agradezco el reconocimiento y gracias a mi amigo Roberto. También quiero agradecer el esfuerzo de todo el grupo de LULAC, los miembros y nuestros amigos. Quiero reportarles que hoy mismo estamos aceptando 2,000 niños migrantes que vienen de la frontera en Dallas, Texas.
Margaret. Sí, en medio. Ponte en el medio aquí. En el medio. Ahora también, como nuestra presidenta, Past President Rosa Rosales, no se encuentra aquí en esta noche, vamos a presentar esta medalla de Ambassador's Medal de LULAC International Embassy a la Past President Rosa Rosales, que se lo merece tanto. La va a recibir su hijo Gabriel Rosales.
Just on behalf of my mother, Rosa, I want to thank you all for this award. I know that my mother has the biggest heart, and not just for the children here in the Estados Unidos, but throughout all of Latin America and throughout all the world. Thank you.
Gracias. Y para terminar, porque yo sé que no podemos tomar mucho tiempo, ya ustedes necesitan descansar, pero quiero reconocer, aquí se encuentran los attachés, esos que me han ayudado por muchos años. Aquí todos están representando al United States Army, están representando a diferentes, la educación. Estamos aquí representando a la Aidita Fernández, representando a Puerto Rico, y tenemos a su esposo José Fernández representando nuestra International Relations, Public Relations. Y hay varios aquí que se encuentran, los attachés están all over, pero yo sé que es muy difícil, pero quiero reconocerlos. Pero ante todo, a todos ustedes les doy las gracias por el apoyo que me han dado y les prometo que voy a seguir luchando por nuestra gente hispana, que necesitan nuestra ayuda, nuestro apoyo, y que les brindamos protección, la amistad y amor. Gracias.
Congratulations, Presidential Awards recipients. Thank you to all of our sponsors, featured speakers, and guests for attending this evening. The success of this week conference would not have been possible without the hard work of the dedicated LULAC national staff. They have worked countless hours to ensure the success of the 85th Annual National Convention. Please welcome the LULAC national staff to the stage, led by LULAC National Executive Director Brent Wilkes. Yes.
Well, Gina, you've done an incredible job tonight.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, fantastic. We're so excited. Well, listen, folks, we wanted to thank our staff who've worked so hard to make this convention possible. So we're going to bring them out front here. They've been working all week long. We've had a great time in New York. This is a fabulous city, and it's been 85 years, but we're here now. We're here to stay. You've got our commitment to support the community here and to do what we can to make a difference for everyone. So please help me thank the national staff, your team LULAC.
Thank you so much. You guys look lovely. Thank you for your hard work. Also, shout out to the caucuses. All of them. We're just going to do that, right? All of them. Let's do it. Yes. So you guys didn't get a shout out. We're going to do a shout out right now, as well as our staff. Thank you, staff. Before I close out the program and our entertainment begins, I would like to remind everybody about two things. I lied. Three things. Next year, LULAC will be holding its 86th annual convention in Salt Lake City, Utah. And last, or not last, secondly, certainly not least, the Concierto Voces Unidad por América, Explosión de Salsa, will be held here in the Grand Ballroom tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. featuring Tito Nieves and Malo. And thirdly, small shameless request to check Jane the Virgin out on October 13th, where we have 3 Puerto Rican leads on the TV show on the CW. Yeah. Come on, Latinos, represent on that prime time. Starts October 13th at 9 p.m. Check myself out with 2 other fabulous Latinas and many more. Jaime Camille, lots of amazing people. Check it out. Okay, let's go back on this prompter so I know what I'm saying, yeah? Awesome. It's been a pleasure being your Mistress of Ceremonies. Listen, I'm real, y'all. I'm real. I'm only a person. I got faults. I got faults. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Thank you for ignoring all the sweat pouring down the side of my arms. This has been very stressful. Very exciting, though, to be in front of all of you beautiful faces. Let's get to our seats and get ready to dance some funk. Oh, get it. Is that what we're about to hear? Get it. Old school en la música tejana. By these amazing women, yes. Give it up for San Antonio's Stephanie Montiel. Yeah.
Two.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, stick around because we're starting the party right now.
Lo sientes por todo tu cuerpo, también en tu corazón. Hay algo que está pasando, estás perdiendo el control. La gente con ritmo lo sabe cuando empieza a sonar la cumbia alegre y suave, que ya todo va a empezar. Y no hay nada que hacer si te quieres mover. Solo empieza a bailar, empieza a bailar, empieza a bailar. Si le falta sabor a la fiesta, papi, ponle más, ponle más. Si le falta volumen a las bocinas, súbele más, súbele más. Si le falta alegría a la situación, pues ponle más, ponle más. Si le falta sabor a la cumbia, mami, ponle más, ponle más. Más, 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 ponle más. Más, 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 ponle más. Deja que la trance te lleva a un espacio sideral. Deja que tu alma vuela, la cima del cielo tocar. La gente con ritmo lo sabe cuando empieza a sonar la cumbia alegre y suave, que ya todo va a empezar. Y no hay nada que hacer si te quieres mover. Solo empieza a bailar, empieza a bailar, empieza a bailar. Si le falta sabor a la fiesta, papi, ponle más, ponle más. Si le falta volumen a las bocinas, súbele más, súbele más. Si le falta alegría a la situación, pues ponle más, ponle más. Si le falta sabor a la cumbia, mami, ponle más, ponle más. Más, 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 ponle más. Más, 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 ponle más.
te pido flores. ¡A gozar!
Así se fue, yo no sé bien, o me resigno a no entender que pasan días y así no, como antes de que fuera mío. Definitivo, yo no sé, una semana y será un mes, que pasan días sin que muero, suspirando en el vacío. Y ya no quiero ser tan débil como el viento cuando la tormenta se ha ido y ya no sopla esta frío. Sin tu calor, no te pido que traigas flores, tampoco que me des bombones. Yo solo quiero una caricia, que me digas que tú me quieres. No te pido que te confieses, ni te prometas ni que reces. Yo solo quiero que me digas que no hay mujer que más admiras. Se nos fue el amor por la puerta en donde entró, quizás en algún descuido se escapó sin darnos cuenta. Definitivo este dolor que me condena y me lastima, será la suerte que decide si me mejoro o me domina. Y ya no quiero ser una hoja de papel que se escribe día a día, que solamente no contigo. Te digo mi amor, no te pido que traigas flores, tampoco que me des bombones. Yo solo quiero una caricia, que me digas que tú me quieres. No te pido que te confieses, ni te prometas ni que reces. Yo solo quiero que me digas que no hay mujer que más admires.
¡Súbele! ¿Cómo dice?
It is so wonderful to be out here tonight, such an honor, and I'm so thankful. We're gonna bring a little bit of Texas to you out tonight. So all my tejanos out here, can I get a grito?
¡Vámonos para Texas!
vengo de lejos. Me niegas la luz del día, se me acerca tu esperanza. Le pasó lo que a la mía, por andar la palabra perdió el amor que tenía. Por andar la palabra perdió el amor que tenía. Y a donde andaba, se me concedió volver. Ya ni se me afiguraba que no te volvería a ver. Pareces amapolita cortada al amanecer. Pareces amapolita cortada al amanecer. Si por qué vengo de lejos, me niegas la luz del día, se me acerca tu esperanza. Le pasó lo que a la mía, por andar en la palabra perdió el amor que tenía. Por andar en la palabra perdió el amor que tenía. Así me gusta. Zapateale. Estrellita reluciente de la nube colorada. Si tienes amor pendiente, puedes darle retirada. Llegó la llama ausente y esta no consiente nada. Llegó la llama ausente y esta no consiente nada. Eso. Muchas gracias. Well, I know that we have Latinos from all around the United States, Puerto Rico. Bienvenidos todos. We're going to do a little bit of something for everybody tonight. So, from Tejano to Cumbia to a little bit of salsa and even some English music for y'all tonight. Seguimos con esa.
Así se hace. Muévele que muévele que muévele que muévele que muévele que muévele que muévele así. Cumbia.
Kitty girl.
coqueta, colegiala de mi amor. Y tú sonríes sin pensar que al mirarte, solo porque estoy sufriendo, colegiala de mi amor. Y dice así: súbele que suele, que suele, que suele, que suele, que suele. Así, 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 así. That's how we do it, y'all. That's how we do it, y'all. Con gana. Dice: colegiala, colegiala, colegiala linda, colegiala, colegiala, no seas tan coqueta, colegiala, ven dime que sí. Colegiala, colegiala, colegiala linda, colegiala, colegiala, no seas tan coqueta, colegiala, ven dime que sí. ¡Wow! Con dos libros caminando y tu carita de coqueta, colegiala de mi amor. Y tú sonríes sin pensar que al mirarte, solo porque estoy sufriendo, colegiala de mi amor. Ay, mamazota, mueve ese cuerpazo, dice así, ritmo de cumbia. Colegiala, colegiala linda, colegiala, colegiala, no seas tan coqueta, colegiala, ven dime que sí. Colegiala, colegiala, colegiala linda, colegiala, colegiala, no seas tan coqueta, colegiala, ven dime que sí. ¿Dónde está mi gente de Texas? San Antonio in the house. Y dice: it's New York in the building. Hello. Así, así. It's California in the house. It's Florida in the house. Oh yeah, Latinos from all over. Dice así: Houston, Texas, 713, baby. Así, así me gusta ver. Así, así, así me gusta ver. Hoy te he visto con tus libros caminando y tu carita de coqueta, colegiala de mi amor. Y tú sonríes sin pensar que al mirarte, solo porque estoy sufriendo, colegiala de mi amor. Así se hace.
there, y'all. What of the Latinos? We know how to shake it, right? We know how to shake it to anything. So, oh my goodness, I'm so excited to be out here. This is our first trip out to New York City, so we're gonna take advantage of the partying out here tonight. I hope you guys party along with us. We're gonna change it up just a little bit for y'all. We want y'all to get out here like my girls up front and shake it with us. Baby, love never felt so good, and I'd die if I ever could. Not like you hold me, oh baby. Love never felt so fine, and I'd die if it was ever mine. Not like you hold me, and the night is gonna be just fine, 'cause we're gonna party right. Gotta fly, gotta say, can't believe I can take it. So baby, every time I love you, sitting on my life, in and out, baby, tell me if you really love me, sitting on my life, driving me crazy. Baby, love never felt so good. Come on. Baby, love never felt so good, and I'd die if it ever could. Not like you hold me, oh baby. Love never felt so fine, and I'd die if it was ever mine. Not like you hold me, and the night is gonna be just fine. Gotta fly, gotta say, can't believe I can take it. 'Cause baby, every time I love you, sitting on my life, in and out, baby, tell me if you really love me, sitting on my life, driving me crazy. Baby, love never felt so good. Come on, baby. Give it to me. Yeah. Play that funky bass, Gabe. Feels good. And the night is gonna be just fine, yeah, yeah. Gotta fly, gotta say, can't believe I can take it. So baby, every time I love you, sitting on my life, in and out, baby, tell me if you really love me, sitting on my life, driving me crazy. Baby, love never felt so good. Yeah, baby, every time I love you, sitting on my life, in and out, baby. So tell me if you really love me, sitting on my life, driving me crazy. Baby, love never felt so good. Love never felt so good. Felt so good. So good. Thank you. Are y'all having fun tonight? I have to tell you, this is the best looking crowd that we've played for in a long time. Give yourselves a big round of applause. You look fantastic. We're gonna change it up yet again for you guys. A little bit of bachata for y'all. Grab yourselves a dance partner and let's do this. Tonight's your night, completely. You give your love so sweetly. Quizás, no sé si deba preguntar, will you still love me tomorrow? Si esto es amor del bueno, Thank you so much. All right, here's another cumbia for you guys out there. We want to see everybody out on the dance floor. This is our take. Texas style, baby. Lisa. I think y'all know this one. So we're gonna have some fun. A todos los escandalosos. If you're partying with us, make some noise out there. Come on. Escándalo, es un escándalo. Escándalo, es un escándalo. Escándalo, es un escándalo. Escándalo, es un escándalo. Siempre la misma rutina, nos vemos por las esquinas, evitando el que dirá. Mi cuerpo no se acostumbra a este amor entre penumbras, es más fuerte que un volcán. Escondidos en la luna, no se puede continuar. Por desgracia o por fortuna, no me dejaré llamar. Escándalo, es un escándalo. Escándalo, es un escándalo. Escándalo, es un escándalo. Escándalo, es un escándalo. Súbelo, súbelo, escándalo, es un escándalo. Escándalo, es un escándalo. Escándalo, es un escándalo. Escándalo, es un escándalo. No me importa que murmuren y que mi nombre censuren por todita la ciudad. Aquí Chacon, ahora no hay que me detenga, aunque no pare la lengua en la alta sociedad. Este frío desbordado no se puede continuar. Por desgracia o por fortuna, no me dejaré llamar. Escándalo, es un escándalo. Escándalo, es un escándalo. Escándalo, es un escándalo. Escándalo, es un escándalo. No me importa que murmuren y que mi nombre censuren por todita la ciudad. Ahora no hay quien me detenga, aunque no pare la lengua en la alta sociedad. Este río desolado no se puede controlar. Si lo nuestro es un pecado, no te dejaré de pecar. All right, I want everybody to put your hands together and you do your thing, girl. 1, 2, 3, get it. No me interesa que te tome por sorpresa. she's hired. Let's dance, mama. Do your thing. Come on.
Vamos a bailar la murga de Panamá. Los muchachos se alborotan cuando la ven caminar.
Vamos a bailar la murga de Panamá. Esto es una cosa fácil y muy buena para bailar.
Vamos a bailar la murga de Panamá. Los muchachos se alborotan cuando la ven caminar.
Vamos a bailar la murga de Panamá. Esto es una cosa fácil y muy buena para bailar.
Así. Esto es la murga de Panamá.
Esto es la murga de Panamá.
Esta es la murga de Panamá.
Eso es la murga de Panamá.
Esta es la murga de Panamá. Esta es la murga de Panamá. Esta es la murga de Panamá. Dice.
La murga a todos ustedes. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for our beautiful princess. Wait a minute. I gotta fix your crown, mama. You can never let your crown fall. Always gotta keep it on top. Give it up for Nicole tonight, doing such a fantabulous job up here. I need some dance lessons. So are you free? How much do you charge? She's 8. you charge $8 or you're 8 years old? She's 8 years old, okay. So we'll talk about the price later. All right, give her a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. This is why I love LULAC so much. It's so wonderful to see all these young people out here tonight. Of course, so involved in their community, involved in their heritage. Give yourselves a big round of applause for being out here tonight, you guys. And to all of the parents that brought their children out, we salute you. Hey, tell it. Here's a little bit more of some Tex-Mex for you guys hitting. Accordion. Hey, tell it. Going out to President Moran tonight. Felicidades, and we love you so much.
One more time, going out to all our fans from Texas. Whoa.
Soy feliz cuando soy contigo, cuando yo te digo, acércate más a mí. Soy feliz cuando yo te abrazo, cuando yo te beso. Siento amor por ti, sanando lo que tú me das a mí. No lo puedo resistir, no dejes de amarme, que sin ti podría morir. Lo que tú me das a mí, no lo puedo resistir. No dejes de amarme, que me haces tan feliz. Soy feliz cuando estoy contigo, cuando yo te digo, acércate más a mí. Soy feliz cuando yo te abrazo, cuando yo te beso. Siento amor por ti. Lo que tú me das a mí, no lo puedo resistir. No dejes de amarme, que sin ti podría morir. Lo que tú me das a mí, no lo puedo resistir. No dejes de amarme, que me haces tan feliz. Soy feliz cuando estoy contigo, cuando yo te digo, acércate más a mí. Soy feliz cuando yo te abrazo, cuando yo te beso. Siento amor por ti. Lo que tú me das a mí, no lo puedo resistir. No dejes de amarme,